Hi, this is Chaz Palminteri, and if you're thinking about getting your eyes done, the only person to see is Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada. I flew all the way from New York to be here, and Dr. Rothman did my eyes. And all I could say is, it's a miracle. I could see. You see Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada.
From the Strip in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Pub Crawl, where each week we struggle to recall our adventures in and around Las Vegas, giving a unique perspective on the best places to tear it up in the entertainment capital of the world. Now, without further ado, here are your hosts, Alicia and David Ivey.
Hey there, and welcome to Pub Crawl, the best source of Vegas-y drinky goodness. I'm Alicia.
I'm David. Today we're drinking beers.
Lots of beers.
We're knocking them back.
It's a beer show.
It's a beer. Well, we're doing a beer episode. I think beer. We got a problem with beer. We probably don't even want to talk about this yet. We're going to get into that in a little bit later.
Got a problem with beer?
I have a problem with beer.
I don't have a problem with the live studio audience.
No!
Welcome. And welcome, live chat room.
Well. So I was gonna like go into my big beer thing, but you know what? Let's wait. Let's do a little, because we don't really have a cocktail of the week because we're doing beer. But let's do a cocktail of the week and then we'll discuss beer. It's kind of a cocktail of the week.
Okay.
Beer.
Do it.
Let's take that. So it's
Beer.
Beer. Cocktail of the week. That should be the sign. Beer.
I have a pretty good beer here. I've got the Widmer Brothers Octo Festival Ale.
You know what's funny? These Widmer Brothers beers are really good.
They're really tasty.
Well, you know, I don't
Portland,
know
Oregon.
I don't know if they do this at your city, you the viewing audience, but here you can just walk in and they hand you one of these little boxes, and you just fill up beer, like 6 beers for $8.
For $1.
Wait, well, it's 6 beers for, and it's funny. Hey, Widmer Brothers right there. Where's that? Lee's does Lee's do it? Or 7-Eleven does it.
Lee's does it. It's not a 7-Eleven. It's a new
Well, ours
store.
is, but there's a 7-Eleven on Blue Diamond that does it.
But, I mean, that's pretty cool because then you can go try these weird little beers like this one we found, the Cave Creek Chili Beer.
That's
which
good,
we haven't
though.
opened yet tonight, but we've had it before, and it's really tasty. If you like spicy beers, it's pretty darn good.
So I'm doing a Gordon Bier's Czech-style Pilsner, which is okay. I actually like Pilsners. I like this Winter Brothers Winter. It's really good. But yeah, we do 6 beers for $8. Can't beat that. My problem with beer is it's about 2, 4, 6, 8. It's about, 1 million calories.
Well, that's your problem with beer.
That's
oh, well.
the problem with beer.
Oh, well.
We do a rum and diet, tequila diet, whiskey diet, 64 calories a drink.
These also can get quite high in alcoholic content, too. Not these particular ones, but if you get a couple of craft beers.
Yeah, we will go into that. That is true.
Which kind of leads me to my drunk term
Well,
for this week, which is, I'm going to pop that up. It's football beer.
football
beer.
Now, that's not what you think it is.
It's not. It's not the beer that's served in a big football-shaped container. It's actually, if you go to a bar to watch the game, or you just sit at home on your couch, a football beer is something you could drink throughout the game all day. So something like
Coors,
cheap
Miller,
and light,
Bud,
just like Coors
Corona.
Light. So those are pretty
I
light
like
in calories.
football beers.
Even though I think you probably drink the same amount of calories in the day.
Well, if you do Coors Light, though.
Drink it all day.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course, anything you do all day. Enough carrots, you can get,
I don't know about that.
Oh, my God. It's funny, though, you have to kind of say this because we live in a city where there are football-shaped beers. I don't think that exists anywhere else on the planet. I mean, if someone could research
maybe
that.
New Orleans. I think New Orleans might.
New Orleans probably does. And in fact, Super Bowl this year is during Mardi Gras in New Orleans. Or New Orleans, as we call it. And I bet they have football-shaped beers. In fact, we've seen them. They have the grenades and footballs. But, I mean, not a lot of cities. I'd like to talk to the company that makes the plastic footballs with the straw hole in it. It's beer and drinks. How many other cities do you sell that to? You ain't selling those in Des Moines. You ain't selling those in Los Angeles. Where are you going to drink that?
I don't know.
Ain't gonna
Good
happen.
question.
But you can get them here all the time. So football beer means a light beer, a nice beer, a beer you can just drink all day.
Just drink all day.
All right. Well, we're going to change it up a little bit because this whole adventure started with an email. So instead of doing it at the end of the show, let's go to the beginning of the show and do a little Hey Bartender, and then that'll turn us
Mixing it up.
Mixing it up, man.
3, 2, 1. Oh, I need to come up with something funny to say. 3, 2, 1. Wow. But the co-host. Really, I have to say watching. Well,
That's how you do it. You
really?
don't watch. There
Okay,
you go.
I got it.
We are the Odds Couple.
Hi, my name is Scott Pritchard.
And I am Anthony Padilla.
You're watching the Vegas Video Network.
You are.
You are, we are too.
Man, that little bumper reminded me of something.
What?
Betting is a biatch.
Oh.
I don't bet, but it's like I have the world's worst fantasy team, and then I have my world's.
How was your fantasy team doing?
Oh, I'm like I think
you
2
did
and
really,
9
you did
or
really
whatever.
well in the first week.
No, I'm like 2 and 9, and then we have the other fantasy league thing where you just pick who's gonna win.
I dropped out of that one.
Well, you pick who's gonna win. All you know.
I suck.
And I was doing pretty well, and then I could have been someone, man. But then, what did I do last week? Oh, Arizona, because you need points. Oh, it was 53-0, so I got 0 on that.
Was it that bad?
Yeah, okay. So my thing with football, as I said it before, I should just go opposite. So this week, here's my betting tip. All right, you odds couple people, I went through this time. This week coming up, every team I picked the home team. Every single one. Not because they were home team, it just turns out they were the home team.
I don't think that's going to work.
I went every home team. So you know what? Let's check back at the end of the week, and let's look. The non-betting expert, me, David Ivey from Pub Crawl, picked every home team.
Okay, remember that.
You know what? It might as well do random. It can't be worse than when I pick them on purpose. So anyway, Hey Bartender, we have an email.
Okay, so this one comes from Sean from Dallas on Facebook. It was actually from
In fact, I picked Dallas because the Pittsburgh's playing in Dallas, right? So I think I picked Dallas.
Okay.
Which goes against my religion to pick Dallas over Pittsburgh, but what are you going to do?
We talked about that on the show, right? What? About the Dallas game. No, it was the Pats game.
Okay, email. Hey guys, I'm a big beer lover and would love to hit some beer pubs on my next trip. How is Yard House?
Okay, we see this is a guy from Facebook, and this is on our Facebook page. Now, Yard House, that's a chain. We've got them. I don't know who's all has Yard House. I've never seen another one, but I know they're in like California. They have them. We're not the biggest fans of Yard House.
Well, speak for yourself. I like Yard House.
I like their beer.
I like their happy hour
And
their
their-
half-price appetizers.
Okay.
Their food is good.
Okay, you know what? There is something good about Yard House. Okay, their food is great. Their
Yeah,
appetizers.
because they're half price, and like that one sushi roll thing you get, it's not a regular sushi roll. It's like this gigantic sushi roll, and it's
Right.
delicious.
No, yeah, actually, their happy hour is good. Our only problem with that is the
service.
The service. And the service is not because, and if you go, oh, well, maybe your Yard House is good, but no. All Yard Houses, it's a corporate thing. And they go in a clockwise formation, and there's, I don't know if you've ever been to Yard House. The bar is huge and round, and there's a million taps in the middle, and I think there's 20 guys working in there. It seems like 20 beer tenders in there, but they all rotate, and nobody will talk, like no one.
They're not allowed to talk more than a couple minutes to each
Right,
customer,
they can't engage
and so
you too far.
you can never build a relationship. We talked about it before. It's just kind of weird.
It is. It kind of does. You never get like a fun sit down and have a good time kind of feeling. Because you talk to your guy, hey buddy, what do you have? And it's like, oh, I'll have a Windler Brothers bird, whatever. And he'll be like, all right, and he'll pour it, and then he moves on.
And then the guy's like, hey, what do you like? The next guy, what do you like to drink?
Well,
I just went over this with the last.
Well, it's not even that. The next guy goes, hey, what I can get you guys?
Yeah.
Well, we already got beers. And then he walks away. Then the next guy comes up 2 minutes later and and goes, hey, can I get you guys anything? He's like, all right, dude, this is getting a little crazy. Then he moves on, then 2 minutes later, someone else, hey, what can I get you guys? Like, oh! And it's like, and it takes an hour for your guy to get back. It's a weird corporate thing they have there. So they do have 1 million beers, and their food is good, and their happy hour is great, but not our favorite place in town. But if you like beer, as we are liking beer right now.
Juggle the beer. So many beers.
There are quite a few beer pubs in town. And now beer is kind of a thing. It's like sweeping the nation. I don't know if you guys have heard of this new thing called beer, but it's everywhere now. Food trucks and beer. That seems to be the thing in the world right now. Now, we've got some really...
At least in Las Vegas.
Well, I know. And I know that it's sweeping around right now. But we've got one of these places. Let's start at the top of our list of fun.
We're going to go in order?
Let's go in order of the most beer, the funnest people. Well, I don't know. This is in no particular order whatsoever. But I just put this one on top because I love this place.
We were there last night. This is the Freakin' Frog.
The Freakin' Frog. Right by UNLV. It's across the street from UNLV, which, if you're coming in from out of town, is literally a mile from MGM.
It's worth the cab ride.
No, it's maybe a mile. I mean, you're not talking very much at all. Apparently, they have home of the largest selection of beer in the United States of America. That's a bold statement.
Over 800, I believe.
We've been in their freezer, or refrigerator, what do they call it? It's pretty impressive.
It's not a freezer.
It's pretty impressive.
Their beer locker.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's pretty cool.
They're not expensive. That's the cool thing about this place. They know their beers. And we haven't even got into their whiskey attic, which is a whole other thing. They know their beers. Their owner, Adam, is like a beer dude. He's like a world-renowned beer guy.
You can look him up. His name's Adam Carmer, Carmer, and
Right.
he's actually a professor at UNLV.
For beer.
For beer, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just an awesome guy. He's full of energy, that guy.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy. We were
Really
hanging out
friendly, hanging out with him last
And
night.
he owns the joint, and it's all about the beer in this place. They do have food, but it's very like they just cook it on a grill right in front of you, like right behind the bar. They've got I don't even know how many taps. I would say not a lot of taps, probably 10 taps.
They have more bottled beer.
It's all about the bottles here. Hundreds.
But pretty much anything you want, you can
And
find
it's
there.
cheap. Our little secret when we go in there is we always going to go, and there's a little shelf on the cooler behind them. We go, what's the cheap beers? They're like $2. And really good beers, but there's just what they're getting rid of. It'll be like, oh, it's the Oktoberfest beers or whatever it was that they're trying to get out to get
Something that they're
in.
not going to advertise because they have got like less than a 6-pack or something, so they'll just stick it in there and just get rid of it.
Right. Yeah, so we all go in there and go, oh, give us 2 of those. They had these, was it German beers or Greek beer? Italian. They were Italian. They were big. They were great, like $4, these big beers. We always have a great time in there. They have live music. Freakin' Frog is absolutely worth the $10 cab ride to get there. Because you're going to save on the beer prices.
And if you like whiskey, you got to check out the whiskey attic.
They have a whole upstairs that's like the biggest collection of whiskeys in the whole world.
So it's not always open. You have to call and make an appointment to go do a whiskey tasting,
Right.
or it's also private parties. Mm-hmm. But he's developed, which I am dying to try, his own whiskey tasting method. So it's like this sensory trick that you do. It's called the Carmer Spirits Taste Enhancement Method.
Really?
And he's saying that nobody else has ever, they've never tried this specific method. So I don't know.
Like,
One day we're going to
explain what you mean, like, what
just like a way of tasting, like you can, like some people,
Like
I'm not saying this, like slurping
Right,
coffee
right.
and then spitting it out, or just a way to get the aromatics or capture the flavor.
It's a
So
way to find
I
out
don't-
what you like and how to.
It's a way to pick up notes of a spirit,
Okay.
basically. So, and I don't know exactly what he does, but
Wow.
I'm very curious.
I know what
to
I
find
do.
out. You just
I
swallow
usually
it.
spill it on the bar and lick it up.
With the straw.
It's like, and this has more of a kind of
Woody note.
Yes, kind of a French fry note.
An oak note. Kind of bile-ish.
But no, I mean, so we got to try that. In fact, we should probably, we should actually probably go in there and film us do that. We should probably talk to Adam, who we know pretty well, and actually go in there and film and show, and do a whole here's the whiskey addict thing.
Absolutely,
But anyway,
yeah.
they're famous for their beers, but they have, and I'll do my bar trick and see if it holds up to his
Right, the
sensory.
slurping off the bar.
Yeah, his sensory whatever.
And you're going to be in the hospital the next day.
What do you have tetanus from drinking whiskey?
Well, like other things too.
So now we've talked about this place before. One of our favorite places in the world is this place called Money Plays. Equal distant probably from the Strip as Freakin' Frog, just the other direction.
It's in Chinatown.
It's in Chinatown. Well, it's not even Chinatown. It's on Flamingo, so
it's on the way to Chinatown.
You know, the best way to think about it is it's about a block west of the Palms.
You wouldn't want to walk there.
You could from the Palms, though.
Would you walk?
Oh yeah, if you're at the Palms or the Rio.
Would the live studio audience walk? That seems kind of far to walk. And now we're getting no's. I would cab it. Not
from the Palms.
Like somebody visiting.
If you took a cab at the Palms, you'd be like, that was ridiculous, because it's like 200. It's 200 yards from the Palms. Right.
I'd cab it. Just saying.
It's not even to Decatur.
Well.
So anyway, if you're staying at the Palms, you could walk it. If you're staying anywhere else, you got to cab it. And this is just we're gonna go tonight. We're gonna park at the Palms. We're gonna walk there.
You're like, that's not that bad.
And you're gonna go. That was 200 yards.
I don't know.
There you go.
Bob's driving.
Money Plays.
Follow us.
We actually talked about this about a year ago, and what we said, and they should put this on their website, is it's a dive bar. No, it's a beer garden disguised as a dive bar. Mm-hmm. They don't claim to have 800. They claim to have 90 plus bottles of beer, 24 taps. But they're all good stuff. They change them out a lot.
They change them out. Every time we go in there, it's a whole
something good.
Setup.
The staff is unreal. Cool. Money Plays. Because it's a little dive bar. You would never think that it's even. We tried to go in there on Cinco de Mayo. You and I and Alicia and everybody. We tried to go in there. And it was during.
We ended up going to PT's instead.
We ended up going to PT's after Ricardo's.
It was too crowded.
We walked from Ricardo's to there. Scott's like, yeah.
That was a rough night.
Right, yeah.
Luckily, there's no camera here. Or microphone, for that matter. Okay, move on.
Right,
Okay, we're moving on.
And so anyway, yeah, it's in that part of town. You'd walk in and go, this looks like an unassuming little bar. But they've got all these killer beers. The people really know their business.
Let's open that one.
I will. Another bonus to this place, they don't have food, but there's a little taco stand next door that delivers. So you could actually order from the little taco stand next door.
And it's very inexpensive, and they're actually working on getting their full liquor license too.
Well, which is weird because you wouldn't think that they didn't, but they didn't. There was a lot of liquors they didn't have. But I'm going to say one of the bonuses to some of the liquor they didn't have, because I was talking to the owner.
Well, they're not allowed to have name brand.
Like certain name brands they don't have. But you know what?
Liquor. Which is weird. It's a different license.
Well, I know it's weird. I don't know the ins and outs of this, but I do know this. That the owner said, for instance, we don't have Captain Morgan. But I was like, so what? They make their own spiced rum that's better than anything I've ever had.
You got something that's really good.
Yeah, they have like a big jug in there.
We're uncorking the chili beer.
This is good stuff.
Look at that chili beer.
Well, you can have it.
You don't like it?
But it's got a burn. It's really spicy. So Money Plays, awesome. Staff is unbelievable. Food is great. Music's good. They have open mic nights on Wednesdays. They have bands on weekends. It's just an awesome little joint. Again, if you're at the Palms, you can walk right down the street. It's right there. Totally worth it. Kind of an up-and-comer in the beer world in Vegas, I think.
Yes.
Someone to watch out for. Not an up-and-comer.
And the owner, Stan, has a great story. So he actually came up from nothing. He was basically homeless, and he decided to open up this bar, and he's built like this little empire. Yeah. It was like years ago, and he's.
You might be talking at school. I don't know that.
I've heard that.
I've heard that. I don't know.
And I've heard it. And I think it's pretty awesome because he's doing a great business.
Oh, no, it's one of our favorite places. In fact, if you were trying to run into us somewhere, that would be one place you'd probably run into us.
If you want to run into us.
Right.
We used to go there all the time, but we never ran into
Right. Now a non-up-and-comer, someone who's really just nailing it with all their beers, and way too far to walk. I don't care where you're staying. Is Aces and Ales. Well, unless you're staying at Boulder Station or something, because it's out on Nellis.
Now, where's that Castle Hotel? There's like a Castle Motel out there.
Excalibur.
No, it's not. It's like, it's over on Boulder Highway. It's all where all the prisoners go and stay as soon as they get out of jail. Is it over by that? Is that?
That's something. See, when Alicia, she goes out on weekends without me sometimes, and she goes.
Yeah,
to,
it's like Lake Mead or so. It's something out there, but it's an actual, like, it's a motel. I can't remember the name of it, but it's shaped like a castle. It's got like castle towers and everything, but it's where the prisoners go after they get out of jail.
well, there's no jail around there.
That sounds like a good place.
Yeah,
Is it over there?
I have no, it's not.
Okay.
This is over off of right behind Boulder Highway, right behind the cannery and all those Boulder Station. It's right behind Boulder Station. Aces and Ales. It's owned by some guitar player dude, and everybody tells, you know who he is? And I'm like, I have no idea who he is. And every time we go in, they're like, you know who he is? And I'm like, I don't know who he is. Kerry Kelly. And he like played in Alice Cooper. And I'm like, yeah, but I was like, yeah, me too. I'm like, I don't know. I go, oh, was he the really big buff guy? They're like, no, that was somebody else. I'm like, oh, I don't really know. It was like,
Is it Kerry King from Slayer?
Yeah,
No, I
it's
don't know
not
them.
Kerry King. It's like, so anyway, he owns the joint, or he's part owner in it. Okay, now we have a little story about this place. We went there last week on a Thursday because one of our bestest bartender friends,
Yes.
used to work at Bikini Bar, now works there, and works on Thursdays. So we went there on a Thursday. We're like,
Thursday night.
We're like, hey, hook us up with a couple. So I got a couple beers. We're like, look, we're hungry. That was the worst thing I've ever said out loud in my life, and at any bar.
Well, so yeah, so we were interested. It's pretty interesting. They have a bunch of grilled cheese
whole
sandwiches.
grilled cheese section of the menu. It's awesome. I mean,
they looked really, really good.
It's like, here's the bacon and grilled cheese. Here's
like
the chorizo and grilled cheese.
grilled
Here's
cheese
the
sandwiches.
hamburger.
Delicious.
They have a whole bunch of grilled cheese.
So we were gonna get that, but then we asked, hey, just since we're here,
Hey, you have pizza.
what are your most popular items? And she said, well, grilled cheeses are popular, and
She goes, you know what? You're just gonna get this. You know what? Say no more. And went in the back and placed our order for the ready spaghetti.
Eddie's spaghetti.
It's ready spaghetti.
It's Eddie's spaghetti.
I don't care what it's called.
Eddie.
It's
EDDIE.
It's about the size of
It's like, yeah, you got it.
a truck tire, and it's fancy dough they make themselves.
It's really good.
It's a big pizza with spaghetti on it.
Spaghetti sauce, spaghetti with noodles, and then they top it with cheese and pepperoni and sausage.
It's literally this deep of it's got a full order of spaghetti.
There was a couple sitting next to us at the bar who, after we ordered it,
They got it.
We saw it coming out of the kitchen. We're
We
like,
tried to
what
get
the
Wendy and
hell
go,
is
can you
that?
cancel our order? We can't have that.
It's too big.
We saw their orders. We can't eat that. We can't have that. I mean, we can't have that. And she goes, I already put it in. I'm
heart
like,
attack.
oh, no. She goes, well, you could take it home. I go, you don't understand us. We don't take anything home. We eat everything we get. I mean, it's like, that's why we don't like getting too much food. They're like, oh, you could always eat it later. Like, we're going to do that. We're going to eat as much as we can hold. It's like, oh, you don't have to eat the whole bag of Doritos. You could just have 3. Oh, yeah, that's going to happen. It's not going to happen. So we get this pizza, and I'm not going to go as far as to say it's the best pizza I've ever had, but it's in the top 5.
So good. Oh my God. I was thinking when my brother comes to town, I'm going to take him there.
Right.
He'll love it. He's a pizza
and
eater.
Wendy was right about this pizza, by the way. The next day, it kind of solidifies in the refrigerator.
Gets better.
This is the grossest thing I've ever said, besides licking whiskey off the bar. It's just more gross.
That's not the grossest.
I went into the kitchen like 3 or 4 days later, because that pizza lasted almost a week. I would open the box and just rip the top off, and it was just a big noodly, cheesy pepperoni thing, and just eat. I would eat cold, because cold spaghetti is amazing.
Is that what you do in the middle of the night?
Yeah. It is funny because we were doing some stuff that married couples do, and I could tell you had had some spaghetti earlier. Because I'm like, your hands smell like spaghetti. I'm like, you've eaten spaghetti because you smell like spaghetti. Your hands smell like spaghetti.
That's nice.
And I'm like, you just had some of that, didn't you? So then I'm like, I gotta get done because I gotta get downstairs and get some more of that spaghetti. I gotta hurry up and get this over with.
Honey, it's like spaghetti.
Do we have something from?
Well, we have an email question.
Good luck on that one.
So Melissa's asking, hey, I see there's some hair missing on Dave.
Oh!
Oh!
It's coming back. Look. It's coming back. I had a mustache. I wanted to grow it for Movember. I grew it. I loved it. This was the double check. This was the discount double check. I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I like it. Everybody liked it. Everywhere I went, people were like, I love that. I would go, you know, and I like it too. But I'm gonna shave it off just to go, okay, A-B. I like it better too, so I'm growing it back.
Oh, see, I thought you were trying to shape it like even crazier.
Well, I'm gonna
I'm
gonna reshape. I'm gonna reshape. But I still, yeah. So it's coming back. I bet
right.
by the next show it'll be back.
It grows fast.
Another question.
Well, she's asking, better than Metro?
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm not
Yeah.
the biggest Metro fan. It's okay.
She's a huge fan.
Okay, it's
like-
okay. I like Metro at. They have that
Oh.
double-decker pizza, which is
So this
amazing.
is still Melissa, right?
Yeah.
Melissa, have you gone to Moon Doggies yet? Try that. Moon Doggies.
Where's that?
We're there all the time.
Yeah. In fact, we actually beat Travel Channel to this because it's Desert Inn and it's on Arville and Desert Inn, right behind kind of.
So the bar is Moon Doggies. The pizza place inside is
Naked
called
City
Naked
Pizza.
City Pizza, and it's
Now,
our
we've been
favorite
talking
now.
about this place for a couple of years. We actually covered it on the show so much that I had some family come into town 2 summers ago that went there on our recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
Then about 6 months ago, there's Guy Fieri on the Travel Channel at our place.
Oh, you're not bitter though.
No, I'm not.
But now it's packed
Oh, no, it's great.
all the time. They've
It's fine.
they've kind of cleaned it up a little bit just to make it more.
I might give that the best
Friendly,
just
family
as
friendly.
is pizza in town. But this Red Eddie Spaghetti thing,
I thought initially like this is too crazy, like that's gonna be too much, but it just
And
works.
what he said, she goes, you know, it's not like it's overdone. It's not like it's a big pile of spaghetti.
No.
It's on there evenly, and I know what I want right now, but can't.
This is burning.
It's burning.
Burning. Tastes like burning.
But we're supposed to be talking about beer. Ace and Ales.
Pizza place.
What's that?
Jack question. What's your favorite pizza place?
Moondoggies Pizza,
Moondoggies.
Naked City Pizza, Moondoggies Bar. I would go number 2, DeForney, even though we've had some friends that said they didn't care.
Yeah,
I love
different.
it. I think
it's a
DeForney-
completely different style.
Well, because at Moondoggies you can get a pizza. It's like $14, and you could feed 12 people.
Or you
on
can
it.
go in there and get a slice for
$2.50.
$2.50, and it's a gigantic slice.
Right, where you go to DeForney, you can't get a whole pizza for the pizzas are like
No, they're like
$25
each, and they're tiny and they're
And you get a
thin.
little pizza. Yeah. So they're great, but that's the best. But this Eddie Spaghetti.
I gotta say, so back to beer.
Okay.
So our coverage on Aces and Ales on their beer selections been a little bit kind of
Well, 22. They have
sometimes.
22 draft beers. They do have growlers, which is kind of cool, and 80 plus bottles. But what I like about their beers, they're all $6. All the drafts are $6,
Yeah.
always. My only problem with them, and this is what you're making the face too,
right.
is they're a little not snobbish, but they're a little like.
I would say they're not balanced in their selection, in their
Right.
beer
We have
selection.
only IPAs.
on draft, or
And
they're
it's like,
the
well,
one
I don't
time
like
we went, we
IPA.
only have dark, like super like stouts. That's all we have. It's like, well, I'm not in the mood for a stout. I'm in the mood for a lager or
Right.
Belgium or IPA.
So they are a little, there's a little bit of that. Now, they might have changed that, but when we've been there, that's kind of been our problem. It's like, it's whatever they want to have, and that's what they have, instead of thinking, well, we should probably have some wheats and some Belgians and some darks and some IPAs and mix it up. They're like, but they do big like festival things too. Where
They have bands in there. They've got their whole area where they have pool tables where they'll convert to a stage.
Yeah, it's a cool place. It's all right. But it's funny, we kind of switched from beer to pizza, which is kind of goes together.
Well,
Just
they
go
do.
there for the
They just kinda
Eddie
do.
Spaghetti. That's worth the cab ride. I don't know if it'd be worth they go out there and have an arrogant bastard beer, because you can get that anywhere. But do go out there and get that pizza, because that was awesome.
Delicious.
So anyway, one of our favorite places, totally easy to pass over because it's on the strip, is the pub at Monte Carlo. You've heard us talk about it a million times. Another place that if you're stalking us, you will find us there. We go there a lot. We were there Friday night, had a great time. The great thing about the pub,
Sunday locals.
they got 300 beers. They've got a huge selection. They've got it's kind of like a yard house. So they've just got taps up the wazoo.
Oh, the bar is so long. I mean, that's
it's
probably
huge.
the biggest bar.
They've got an upstairs.
Yeah.
They got a huge stage. They've got I don't know. The pool's there at Monte Carlo. It's such a great place. You could bet in there. They have a little sports betting window because it's a sports bar. For football, it's amazing. They got a great happy hour. They have dollar sliders, but they've got a ton of beers. They also have $5 beers that you ask, just kind of like Freaking Frog does. You say, what are you getting rid of? What's the cheap beer? And they will have bottles of $5 beer. If you're local, it's $2.50 because we had half-price beers.
I've got a
on
question.
Sundays.
Something we've only noticed at the pub. They've got these Trappist beers that are on the menu, and they're like
$1,200.
$1,200. Is that the most expensive beer you've seen in town?
I have, yeah. Their beer, that's the most I've ever seen.
Like, I can't imagine, like, how long could a beer last and be great, and how much you're gonna, I don't know. Would you spend $1,200 for beer?
Well, it would be, if we went on Sunday, it would be $600
Right.
for us.
But that's still too much for a beer.
I know, it's for
like,
one, but no, that's a big bottle.
How good can it be?
Yeah.
It's
I don't know. But, I mean, they have them there.
Yeah, it's filled with real
Does
monk.
this have real monk in it?
Rob Scott says.
But it's one of the few places I've
they
seen that
grind
have
up
that.
a real
That do have those Trappist beer, those monk bottles that like with the settlement in the bottom, and it's.
I wonder if is it a gimmick for people who are gambling and then they're
maybe
just
high
saying,
rollers.
Oh, I'm gonna want that really expensive
But those are
beer.
the beers. Those are those beers. We got a chat room question.
Good luck with this one, by the way.
Uh-oh.
So Melissa's asking, have they heard about this really rare Trappist beer from Belgium called Westvellederen 12? She says, I guess the monastery is doing a very limited release in the U.S. for the first time.
Really? They probably have it.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, I mean, because see what the pub.
I haven't seen it.
I've never heard of it, but what the pub in Monte Carlo can do that Freaking Frog, Money Plays, Aces and Ales, any of these places cannot do is they can go out and get that. If it's $10,000 for the kid, they can go buy that. Freaking Frog's not going to go do that. You know,
Actually,
or maybe
I
they
think
will.
Adam can pull it off.
Well, you know what I mean, though. I mean, it's $100,000 for this keg of whatever crazy beer. They're not, but the pub can go do that and sell it to the high rollers because they're Monte Carlo money.
Do you have an opinion on your favorite beer?
I don't. You know what's so funny? I like Belgian beers. In fact, I'm gonna open one. It's actually this is one of my.
We're still kind of in the experimental phase. We've been trying a lot of different kinds of beers.
I'll tell you what. So far,
you like Belgium.
I like Lef.
Yeah.
Is really good.
But what about it makes it?
It's just easy, it's light. It's not a big heavy beer. You know what though? If I'm gonna just get a beer, it's a Guinness. That's what I'm gonna get most of the time.
Oh, so you like the really dark beer?
Yeah. But if I'm at a fancy beer place, a Lef will always work. Everybody says Chimay is good, but it's always too expensive, so I've never tried it. Everybody says I'm gonna love it 'cause it's like the Belgian beer.
You've tried it before.
Our live chat says that beer smells like or tastes like Listerine.
What's that?
Which one?
Which one?
Lef?
Shabat's, whatever.
Oh, Chimay.
Yeah.
Oh, Chimay. Never had it. Whoa, that's some. My favorite to date
Is it better than my chili beer?
It's good. My favorite
This
to
is
date.
Snow Day, New Belgium.
I had that at Freaking Frog 2 days
Winter
ago.
ale.
My favorite to date is Hitachino Nest. It's a Japanese beer. That's the best beer I've had.
The white.
The white ale is so good. Oh my God, it's unreal. We had that at Yayo's Tacos, which is funny. We're not even talking about Yayo's.
We did.
That's some serious beer.
I really like Yayo's Tacos. They kind of get
a bad rap, but
because they.
well, we'll talk about them in a different show. Anyway, so the pub in Monte Carlo, awesome. Tons of beer. If you're on the Strip, there's no cabs out to some like crazy place. You can go in there, and they're not too expensive. You could literally sit there all day and drink beer and have a good time, and drink 50 different beers and watch the game and have a great time all day. You really could do that.
True.
Now, the next place I'm going to mention you cannot do, which we love anyway, but over at the Venetian, we talked about this in the show a couple months ago too, is Public House. I love it, but we've got like maybe an hour and we're out.
Well, the beers are fairly expensive.
$12 a pop. It's like how many? I mean, you can't. So the two of us were at $25.
Yeah.
So
We did a review of that place.
Right.
And we liked the vibe.
Oh, love it.
Oh,
we,
yeah.
We thought the help staff was amazing. They actually introduced us to a drink, and I forget the drink that was a great idea.
Right.
So we liked the vibe of it quite a bit.
Oh no, it's
They're very,
beautiful.
very knowledgeable. Russell, he's
The only Cicerone in town.
although we've heard now
trained by-
there's other. What's
Yeah, but
that?
he's trained by our guy that Adam over at Freaking Frog.
Yes, we heard.
Right. We heard that.
We heard that the Cicerone was trained by the owner of Freaking
Freaking
Frog.
Frog. So I mean, yeah, he's kind of the guy. The problem is you can't sit there and if you go to a beer pub, you kind of want to sit down and drink some beer and watch the game or whatever it is. Freaking Frog doesn't play a lot of games, but they'll play movies, which
They
is kind
play
of cool.
some crazy action movies.
Yeah, they'll play like the craziest action movies ever on like the big screens, and you just sit and watch, and you can sit and drink beer. You could do that at Money Plays, you can do that at Ace and Nails, you can do that at the pub. You can sit there all day, but you can't. The Public House, which I love, and the food, look, they have the bone marrow and all this good food. But you know what? I don't. You can't sit there all day. It's price exclusive, and so I have a problem with places like that. It's supposed to be like a down home.
Well, yeah, because the food.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Have you ever eaten bone marrow?
Yes.
You like it?
Oh yes.
Have you?
No.
It's bone marrow. The best way to describe bone marrow
bit.
is it's like it's steak flavored. It's like steak flavored Jello, is what it is. It's like the most beefiest roast beef flavored anything, but it's in like a really fatty jelly kind of.
Here, crack this one open. Try that one. This pepper one is a little too peppery.
So we're gonna drink 6 beers while on the show.
We're tasting.
Best show ever.
We're tasting them.
So that's 3 apiece.
You have a bat on your shirt,
Right.
so you know.
And the funny thing is, as you notice, I'm using my bottle opener as my keychain. So Public House, I love the vibe, I love the feeling of it. The music's good. But it's just too expensive. Another place we went to also on Friday, right after we left the pub, was we walked through the back of Monte Carlo into Aria and went to Todd English Pub. And for the 5th time, I don't like it.
I've never been there.
I don't like it again. Why do they keep insisting on making me go there? They don't.
Why do you believe it's so popular?
I have no idea.
It used to be popular because they gave that college kid discount. It was like the 5
Nickel
cent
beer.
Yeah.
They used to do that on Tuesdays. They don't do that anymore. I don't know. They
That's
might.
done.
When you were there, what day were you there?
Friday,
What time?
10 o'clock at night. Well, they were
No,
closing.
they were closing.
They were closed.
At 10?
Yes, they were doing last call. We just walked
At
in.
10?
We got one
It was
beer.
11.
10, was it 11? 10, 11. It was early, and they were already shutting down. And we're like, "Are you serious?" I mean, seemed
They
kind of
rushed us out of there. Like,
Yeah,
What does that tell you?
they're not
Yeah.
doing very well.
What do you mean? Well, again, it's another one of those places where they got a bunch of beers.
And they've got the raw bar. It's
It's
but it's
designed brilliant.
expensive.
No,
very
granted, if
expensive.
I'm going to spend $200 at a bar, it's not going to be either one of these places. But if I had to, I'd go to Public House before I go to Todd English. That's not because I hate Aria, which I do, but I don't hate Aria. I don't like.
He's never
Never felt
bonded with Aria.
bonded with Aria. That's what I mean. Cosmo's right next door.
Exactly. So for those of you who didn't hear it, it's like why?
a week or so ago, and it was just
Why not just go to
packed, and
Cosmo?
The energy was amazing.
I'll tell you what, though. I will say that when we went there, that was the most. It was jumping, and there's a bar in the back of Aria.
Oh, the one with the big tree.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
At the
Yeah, the one we hung out with the
that's where
ex-rat
we
with.
meet Jackie all the time.
Oh, okay.
It's a nice hip kind of jazz.
We were in there, and they have a bar that's got nothing but Christopher Walken pictures up.
That's
Yes.
And you're
used
like,
to be a completely different bar.
Right.
It was a place that we used to hang out when we first got there.
Okay.
And then it changed things.
it's like it was packed.
Yeah, there's a
Everybody was
whole
jumping.
hallway that's got Christopher Walken photos, and he's like my heart throb. I love him so.
But so the problem is Todd English,
Walken.
and I'd like to go. I'd like to send something out to Public House and Todd English, especially Public House because I like Public House. And I don't mean to be one of these like Occupy Vegas guys, but you know what? if my wife and I sit down, have a couple appetizers, as much beer as we've just had right now while you've watched us do it, and our bill is $200, screw you.
Yeah, this
I mean, really, I'm
this
really
was
screw you.
$8.
Yeah, screw you. and I hate to be one of those guys, but it's like there's something almost immoral about that. Like our bill's $200. You had 3 beers, I had 3 beers. We haven't even eaten, but say we had like a little nosh of some sort, and the bill is $200.
That's insane.
It's insane. I don't care who you are. That's wrong. That's just wrong to me, and that's what I have a problem with some of these high-end places like Public House and Todd English. Like $200.
So I would say if you're coming to town to visit, stop in there, have a beer.
That's what we do. Have
get an
one
appetizer,
beer,
and then go somewhere else.
I don't even eat there. But the one thing at the Public House
supposed to be good.
Well, the food at Todd English is supposed to be good. Todd English is famous for food. I don't even know who this guy is. He's some chef guy, but I don't know.
I've had his.
And but the Public House has those cask ales. Go in and have one of those because you can't get that everywhere.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What's your favorite casino just to hang out in? Because that's an important
Monte Carlo
buy.
is a good one.
Monte Carlo.
Mandalay Bay.
Venetian.
Venetian, yeah.
9 times out of 10, if we're going to, it's Saturday morning. This is just a little window into the Ivies. It's Saturday morning. We got home Friday. We went out Friday night. We got home about midnight midnight, 1, 2 in the morning. We force ourselves up and out because if you don't, you'll stay in bed all day. So we're like 10 o'clock. Let's go. So we get up. Where are we going to go? And Alicia's like, I don't know. And I'm like, I don't know either. And you're like, and I'll go, where do you want to go? I don't know. And we're doing that the whole way, argued old couple. Where do you want to go? I don't know. Where do you want to go? I don't know. And we pull into the Venetian. That's just what we do. I mean, that's just where we pull into Palazzo is what we do. Because the parking's good. We're right there at the North Strip. We just end up there 9 times out of 10. Yes.
If we put a webcam in there while you guys are arguing, would you allow that?
It's not really an argument.
It's not an argument. But we're just sitting there listening to music, and every 2 minutes I go, so where do you want to eat? You're like, I don't know.
I'm looking at myself, and I don't know.
Yeah, that's
why you've been married for 10 years.
Yeah, 11. And
11 years.
But 9 times out of 10, we will end up pulling into the back of Palazzo because you've got such a big thing there. You can go to Treasure Island. You can go to, everything's right there.
It's a great launching pad.
So here's what I don't get. Right. Palazzo is expensive.
Right.
Why is it that particular property draws you in?
I'm not sure. I think it's just the area, the North Strip. Because you got Wynn and Encore, which we love to walk around in.
The smell,
it smells like purple.
It does. It smells great. And you know what? And we've now learned our new trick, talking about all this beer. We go get a football beer at the Sundry store. Everywhere we go, you go into the Sundry store.
Best tip ever, by the way.
$3.
Have you done it?
No, I'm just telling you. I think that was the best tip ever. If anybody is paying attention, that tip was huge.
And it works everywhere.
It's like a third of the price.
Yes.
Right. You go into the Sundry store, you buy a big 20-ounce Coors Light or Miller Lite or whatever. They're $3. And you get 2 of those, and you walk around at Wynn.
Way better than $11-12.
I know that they're going to charge you, so that we do that. So we'll just do that, and we'll just walk around. So those are like our favorite spots. But yeah, these beer pubs. That's kind of a problem with those. Oh, we got a chat room.
What do you do on a Saturday morning when you get there?
It's so funny. Because, this is literally every weekend. And we get there. Well, this weekend was easy because it was the Cowboy Christmas going on. Yeah. So we ran around the Cowboy Christmas for a while. But
I was a little sore on Saturday from our fencing class on Friday.
Oh. and the spaghetti fingers.
Spaghetti. And our fencing class.
Yeah. We went fencing on Friday night. So that was... But you know what? No, we get there, and we just kind of start walking around. And then just where the day takes you. That's just kind of Vegas to us. It's just kind of go. And then you end up at Cananita, where I'm the mayor, because it's happy hour at 3 to 7, and they got that really cool happy hour. So you're like, oh, let's get some of this, and chips and salsa, woo. And then you go over to Rattle Can and get a burger, and then some more beers. And then by the time we actually do make this conscious decision. Saturdays, it's only Saturdays we make the decision. Are we getting? It's about 10, 11, 12 o'clock in the morning. We do this decision.
Yeah.
Are we getting ready for the whole night, or are we going to come back later? And that's very important.
You can also bring a change of clothes in the...
Which we do.
All right.
Whoa, wait a minute. What?
Right, we will bring a change.
Wait.
Right.
That changes everything.
Right.
You have brought a change of clothes to the strip?
Yeah.
To make a change during the time you're at the strip?
Right, because it's...
Yeah, because,
it's now
day
noon.
turns into night later.
Right. And if there's something cool happening Saturday night, usually it's just a jacket and change of shoes. I'll bring like my Doc Martens. I'll wear Chuck Taylors all day, but I got my Docs in case we're going to go to some club or whatever and you need to have not tennis shoes on, so are my Docs. And I'll bring like this jacket.
By the way, the chat is loving this part.
Right.
Loving it.
And that's how we roll. Or sometimes if there's a big event on Saturday, we'll come back.
That would be my.
Now it was Buffalo
Being heckled
Exchange.
by the live audience, by the way.
Right.
Bob Scott, ladies and gentlemen.
Bob Scott.
Bob Scott is here in the live audience. Just so you know.
But sometimes we'll do that. We'll actually buy something. But usually at the Buffalo Exchange, the used clothing store. But we'll bring a change. Or if it's a big event on Saturday night, we'll go out early and knowing we're going to come back at about 6 or 7 or 8 and then change and go back out. Scott,
where do you make your change? Where do you change your clothes?
Just in the car. I mean,
in the car. Okay.
Pull out the parking lot.
Can I? Here's another idea.
We've got very dark tinted windows.
I have a new idea for BBN 2.
Right.
Can we put a little camera in that?
No, you can't.
No. I really could make a lot of money there.
We've done that.
I'll share it. No.
Yeah, because you don't want to go home. Because what happens, and it's funny, we know a lot of people that go, I don't know how you do it and stay out. Well, because if you go home, which something happened 2 weeks ago, this doesn't normally happen.
Tell us.
We went home on a Saturday at about 7 o'clock, and somebody fell asleep at 8, and that was the end of the day.
I was tired.
Doesn't mean don't go home. If you go home, it's over. But you know what?
She is human.
You can't slow your engines down.
No, the train's going.
Keep it going.
That's like a Boston song, by the way.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, and everybody that's been to Vegas knows this rule. It's the same thing when you're staying here. You come out of your hotel room, you go, okay, we can go up and change at 7 or 8 o'clock at night, but don't sit down. You get up there, you take a shower, you get going, and you get right back into the casino. Because if not, you're exhausted. You've had 55 drinks today and pizza and buffet. I mean, your body wants to go to sleep. You got to keep it going. So we do the same thing. We just avoid going home. Plus, our animals are jerks, and we really don't want to.
Melissa thinks you should have an RV.
That would be awesome.
So too. I think so.
I don't know, park it halfway, behind, I don't know, Harrah's. You can go in, make a change, and get out.
That'd be great. We have another chat real quick.
That was my question.
Oh.
All right. So we do that. I mean, that's just kind of something just to keep us. We don't want to ruin the night. Like, okay, this weekend, The Hobbit's going to be on Friday. We got to go see.
Yes, we're going to go see The Hobbit.
That's going to be weird because we're going to see a movie.
Excited.
But that's 10 to 12. So after that, we're going to be at the Palms. We'll just probably hang at the Palms that night. Mm-hmm. But then Saturday morning, we're going to get up 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and go do what we do. And just got to stay out. It's fun.
'Tis fun.
So that's why it's so important for us to find these places that have a somewhat of a good deal, because we're going to be there for a while, or we're going to skip around, get the beer. If we're at the Win and Encore at Palazzo, Sundry Store, big beer, go on your way. If you're, or another good place is we stop mid-strip at like Stage Door, have a couple $1.50 drinks, because we're on a budget. You can't live like you're on vacation.
Unless you're on vacation.
Unless you're on vacation. But anyway, that's our beer thing. Freakin' Frog is friggin' amazing. Absolutely go there. Wait, we have one more question on the chat room.
Melissa is asking, what's your favorite place to sit outside and have a beer?
Sit outside, probably the
Nine
pub.
Fine.
Oh, Nine Fine or pub in summer. Because you can sit out and people watch at the pool.
Oh, yeah. We actually spend more time outside of the pub at Monte Carlo because that's our top secret way to get in the pool.
But
top secret
we
in
also
Marble.
love Nine Fine.
That's not a strip view.
No, it's at the back of the pool.
Yeah.
It's funny because Monte Carlo, don't listen to this, Monte Carlo. If you're listening, close your ears. To get into the pool, they got a guy checking ticket. They're checking room keys. Right. But the pub has a door to the pool too, a little patio that sits out looking over the pool, but no one's checking room keys. So you can just go out that door. But anyway, we don't bring our suits. We just go sit out and just sit at the pool with our fancy beers.
How about if you want a view of the Strip?
Nine Fine Irishmen. Now that place that's the only place I've ever gotten a bill where I literally was so mad I couldn't stand it.
So why would you?
Well, because it's so fun. It's
Because
so amazing.
there's a band called Rira there, and they're just the best band ever.
It's not just to that. I mean, the whole.
They have a Strip view?
Oh yeah, they're right. They're on.
But what about like say?
They're on New York.
Yeah,
North.
you
You come
can
right out
walk
on Brooklyn
outside.
Bridge.
And PBR, Cabo Wabo.
We don't.
But as far as like beer bars go,
Yeah,
or beer-
Overall, I mean, just
No, overall,
you
we
could
don't
just hang
actually.
out
We
and
don't.
just watch the Strip go by.
We don't.
Where do you go?
Cabo Wabo's got a better view than PBR, but we don't do either one. We sit inside on those two.
Yeah.
Nine Fine is one. We don't do a lot of outside.
El Segundo, but that's on the far north.
El Segundo is good, or actually, so is Diablo's at Monte Carlo.
Yeah, Diablo's is great.
Yeah, you're not really outside, but it's open.
Out of those, I'd probably vote. That's the nice center. Diablo's
Diablo's, yeah, Diablo's would be our
for people watching.
for people watching that. And that's one of the ways you can. In summertime, we're there all the time. But I said it's certain times you like you know that feeling you get the bill and you're just like I'm mad.
shaking.
I'm mad. I mean, it's Nine Fine is one of those places.
Like $11 for a Jameson and Diet.
I know, $11 a drink. You had 3, I had 3. Then we bought those two Guinness. Our bill's $97.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Or whatever. And you're like, I'm mad now. I'm actually mad. I was having such a good time at one of the greatest bars in the world, and now I'm pissed off. It's just like the bill is.
You need to win the lottery or something.
Or something, because it's like some of these places, they're just so expensive. So that's why I said, if you go to Freakin' Frog, Money Plays, Aces and Ales, the pub in Monte Carlo, you will not get a bill that's going to make you mad. You'll be like, hey, that's not too bad. Oh, it'll be $40, but it'll be $40, not $400.
And well worth it.
And absolutely well worth it. You'll have a good time in Las Vegas.
Meet some great people.
Yep, hang all day. But now it's time for us to go get some more beer and some food. And we might just go to Money Place.
What happened?
So anyway.
How do you get a hold of us?
Well, so anyway, you know how to get out. That's a good question, Alicia. How do you get a hold of us?
Well, I'll leave that up to you, David.
Okay, well, you can email us at pubcrawl@vegasvideonetwork.com, pubcrawl@vegasvideonetwork.com. That's where this whole thing started, from an email. Well, it was from a Facebook. Facebook! Oh my God! Facebook.com/groups/LVPubCrawl. Or you just type in LV Pub Crawl. Las Vegas Pub Crawl. We come right up. And as everybody's talking about all this stuff. We're on the radio, which I got to tell my dad. We're on the radio. He would actually listen to us, but I don't think he realizes we're on the radio.
I don't think he listens to you when you tell him.
I don't think so either. Like, we're on the radio. 1400 a.m. every week, every Saturday, in the afternoon. Just turn us on, man. If you're in Vegas, we're there. Roku, people like us on Roku.
I do.
iTunes, audio and video. I like the audio. That's just me. YouTube.
Well, that'll be good. That'll save me on some camera costs.
Right. Right. All these cameras use us. We could just have mics. No. The the other shows on Vegas Video Network. If you haven't seen the Frankie Marino show that was on week for last. Yeah. You don't have to watch the stuff live, by the way. You can watch it anytime. You just go to Vegas Video Network and just click whatever. You can watch anything. It was a Frankie Marino show, not bad. And that Fremont Street show, which someone in the audience didn't plan accordingly and is going to miss it this next week, but whatever.
Sometimes the live audience is.
I know they come
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
But they're here for this show. That's what matters. But no, the Fremont show is great. I mean, there's some good stuff going on. Do you hear this? I don't even know if I'm supposed to talk about it.
Are you going to talk about it?
Former host.
You're kind of freaking me out.
No, what are you doing?
Al Mancini.
Al Mancini.
You know what we are. So here's what we are. We
Travel
are
channel.
kingmakers.
Right?
We're kingmakers.
Star makers.
That's right. We've had several people who have started on our network and have then gone on to bigger, better things. And they have said to us in confidence,
right.
it was because of this.
Very cool.
So if anybody's looking to make someone else a star and get us out of here, hey, just saying.
That's great. And by the way, this is the last edition of Pub Crawl. Good night, everybody.
But anyway, it's episode 99.
99.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
99.
But no, that is big news though. Al Mancini, host of Top of the Food Chain here, the previous host of Top of the Food Chain here on Vegas Food Network. They've got it. It's a 6-episode deal on Travel Channel.
On TLC.
Yeah. So we'll see what that turns into.
And it only happened because of Pub Crawl.
Yes, and Vegas Video Network. Because we were the first on the channel.
You were the first. And we have that video clip in case you try to say mean things about me.
So I'm just saying, this channel it's the stars of tomorrow.
It is. Today. It's good. It's an incubator.
It's an incubator.
It's an incubator. My eggs are cooking right now.
Wait, let's hear it from the audience. What do you call this?
An incubator of talent.
That's Bob Scott, who is my adopted son.
I am, by the way, the master incubator.
That's really nice. Okay,
Not
thank
sure
you
where
to
to
the
go with
live
that.
studio audience.
Live studio audience.
Thank you, live chat room.
Live chat room.
We will see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.